everybody, welcome to Gamevine. My name's Alex.
And my name is Dave, and welcome to Alex's Board Game Stand, where we review kids' board games. And what game do we have on the review table today, Alex?
We have
Escape from the Mad Mummy, right? And this is a frantic game of dice rolling and moving on a board. And it's basically a couple kids or 4 kids have found this pyramid, and they're going in and they're trying to gather treasure and take it out of the pyramid to break the curse. And all the while the mummy is chasing the kids, trying to capture them and steal his treasure back. Now this is an old game by Milton Bradley, and it's probably not readily available, but I'm sure there are a few copies floating around on eBay or Amazon. But it is something that we picked up from a thrift store, so keep a lookout there if this is a game that appeals to you. So without further ado, let's show them what comes in this pyramid and within this box. And then we'll show you how to play. Ready to go? Let's go. Alright, to start off the contents, we have the player boards. Now these are thick cardboard, and they are different color straps corresponding to your player pawns, and these are done nicely as well. They're same pose, but Milton Bradley always highly produces their games, and you're going to see a pattern here. The next pawn that we have here is the mummy pawn. Now this is my favorite content in this box. I actually replace a lot of games when I play mummy themes with this actual pawn. The next plastic bits that we have here are the treasure bits. These are what you're going to be collecting and putting into these backpacks, and they are different shapes, but they all count as one treasure, but I'll get into that a little later. The big dice that we have here is going to be spinning very precariously on the stand as you're taking your turn, which you're gonna use this zip pull to actually, spin it up. And this is kind of like Beyblades if you used to play it as a kid or still do. And you just pull this thing real fast and you just kind of put it like that and it'll spin. But we'll go into that a little more in detail in a second. The last component that we have here are the dice. Now they have mummy faces on them and numbers, and this is what you're going to be rolling to move and maybe move the mummy itself. The last thing that I have here is the actual board itself. Very elaborate, pretty board, a lot of good colors, nice choice on color palette. The one thing I do want to add, I don't have all the pieces. It came with these perfection pieces, but again, it doesn't matter if I have those or not. You're just going to be collecting treasure. So those are all the contents. Now let's show you how to play this game. First things first, you've seen the pyramid here. This is the actual board, and I don't know why they make you do this, but you place everything inside of it, how it's supposed to be set up, and then you decide the first player by rolling these dice, and whoever has the highest number, if it's a mummy face, it doesn't do anything, but if you have numbers, then you can count them, and that person is the first player, and they get to unravel the pyramid. I don't know why this is something, but it is. And there you go, the visual appeal, I guess. Alright, so the name of the game is quite simple. You have to be the first person to collect 5 treasures in your bag here, and that is the max amount that you can hold, and then get to the end of the track here and escape the pyramid to break the curse. Now you have to roll doubles to do that. Now when you are taking your turn, you are rolling these dice and doing whatever they say. Now you can only move in this direction, but you can split the numbers up. Now there are different faces. Now if you have this one here, you have to move the mummy 1 first before you execute any numbers. But if I have these 2 numbers, a 4 and a 2, I can move 2 first and then move 4 next. Now you can set up some kind of tactical move by moving 4 or 2 and try to gather treasures, because that is one of the ways that you can gather treasures, is to land on these spots, and I'll go over the spots of the board in a second. And the other way that you can do it is by getting them on this curse dice, but we'll go over that in a second, because while you're rolling these dice, you'll continue to do that, and this big Beyblade curse dice cube here is gonna spin, and you'll continue to take multiple turns, and you'll think that you can tactically move your pawn in the right way, but all the franticness of this dice moving here makes you kind of nervous, and you just keep on rolling dice, moving the mummy first, and then you can pick these up, and I have a 2 and a 4, I go 1 2 1 2 3 4, and now my move stops. My turn is done once this has landed on its face, and even if I have anything here, I wouldn't move it, I would just stop. And even if it's a mummy, once that that is done, your turn is up, and now you do what it says on this curse dice. Now sometimes it will be good, like collect a treasure. This is another way that you can do it. Or sometimes it will be bad. The mummy attacks. Now the mummy will always attack the person that's closest to him, advancing forward on the track, and take him back to his tomb. And then he will take one of the treasures out of his bag, 'cause that's where you'll collect treasures, and put it back into the stockpile here. And all you have to do to escape the tomb is to move from it any way that you would do regularly. Now, the last thing that we have here is send the mummy back to his tomb, and it's simply that, just send him back to the tomb. And then you will go to the next player, and they will do the same thing. And you'll continue to do this process until somebody gets 5 treasures, gets back to the exit, and rolls doubles to break the curse, and they are the winner. Now that you know how to play the game, let me go over the board and some of the special spots that are on it. Of course, you have a take a treasure spot, but then you have stuff like this secret passage, which of course you'll follow its line, and then you'll be able to spit out on the corresponding spot. And there's stuff like trap doors right here. Now if you land on this here, you fall through it and you go to a hidden chamber, and now you to get back out of it, you have to give up a treasure or end your turn immediately, and then you would just follow this path going out of the trap door where you fell in, and continue through the track. Now there's another one here, and it's a different color, but it's the same exact thing. Now that's quite simply it. There's nothing else that I can go over at this point other than give you our opinion and grade this game. Let's go. Alright, so the grades are going to go as follows. A check minus being a what? Bad game. You don't want to go get this game. And a check being an okay to good game. It might be something worth looking into. And a check plus being just what? A fantastic game. Just you want to go out there and get it and play it right now. So with those grades out there, what are you going to give this one, kiddo?
A check.
Oh, just a check? So you like the game, it's just not something you want to play all the time then? Okay, so tell me, what are the good things about this game?
The good thing about this game is this game treasure.
Getting treasure, so you love getting treasure? And yeah, that's fun. What are the bad things about this game that hold it back from getting a check plus in your book?
It's the dice.
The big giant dice? Why? What does it do? Does it make you what?
It makes the boy crazy.
It does mess up. There is that destruction factor indeed. And what else is it? Just kind of makes you nervous and panicky, and
yeah.
you freeze up because you're like, oh, the dice is happening. I can definitely see that. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No.
So you're just gonna give this game a check?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good grade. I'm gonna go a little lower though. I'm gonna say a check minus for all the reasons she said. The good things about this game, before I get into the bad, are the components. They're done so nicely. Now this would have been a good idea if it would have worked. Like she said, it just sometimes goes and blows off the pieces and the pawns, and sometimes you don't know where they were, so you have to keep track of that. And it doesn't work as well as you think it would. And for little hands, they're not going to be able to like spin it fast. You can't do it yourself, can you? And she is 7 years old. So I would say 10 and up is when you can actually dexterously pull this strip and make it stand on here, though sometimes I have trouble myself and it doesn't go a long time. Sometimes you get it to go for about 20 seconds, though average is around 5 to 10 seconds. And I like the idea of them having you roll dice and continue to move along the path. That was a good thing, but it just didn't work for me. I don't know, the frantic nature made it too much, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of like the real-time strategy of Escape, of the Hidden Temple, the dice rolling game, though the anxiety was a little too much for me in this one. In Escape, I could handle it, and there was a good end goal, but for this, it's just kind of anticlimactic sometimes. You're spinning, sometimes this will just fall right away, and then you're like, oh, well, okay, well, my turn's over. So there's quite a bit of bad to come with this game, and it's just a roll and move with a nice twist, but didn't work as well as they thought it would. So who are you going to recommend this game for ultimately, kiddo?
People who like fast games.
So kids who like to play and roll dice in a fast manner, yeah, I would say that's a good crowd to latch on to. I'm going to recommend this not highly, and it's kind of hard to find, so I wouldn't go out of my way to find this game. Though if you see it at a thrift store for $1.99, yeah, pick it up. It's an experience that you can have once or twice and have fun with. But I don't know, kids might like this a little more, so yeah, I recommend it for kids who are into the Mummy theme. There you go. So with all that fleshed out, thank you so much everyone for watching today's review of Escape the Mad Mummy on Alex's board game stand. And my name has been Dave.
My name has been Alex.
And until the next time that we see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with what?
All that you play.
You heard it here on the Game Vine. We're out. Thanks everybody.
Ta-da.
Bye.